maybe later, no doubt, क्या चल रही है यार? I need to be in the mood. अभी और टाइम है यार. I will think about this later. How many of you are familiar with these terms? 70% of these terms are exhibited by students according to the research. My dear Toastmasters and distinguished guests, my next question to you is that have you ever taken a quick study break that ended up lasting like 2 or 3 hours? We love to do everything except actually what we have to do. And this is what we call procrastination, which means delaying of important things without any solid reason. And this is what we call procrastination. According to the recent study, human beings waste average 25% of their time procrastinating. 25% of their time. That's extraordinary. It means if you are human, you waste average quarter of your life, 15 minutes in every hour, and 6 hours in every day, and 3 months in every year just procrastinating. Just thinking that should I have to do this or not. So this is our biggest enemy in our life. Procrastination is our biggest enemy. But if we have to overcome this fear, if we have to overcome this habit, we have to learn about the basic science. We have to learn about the reasons behind this procrastination. So the main reason behind procrastination is monkey brain. Well, what is monkey brain? Let me ask you a question. On my right hand, I have a note of 1000 rupees, and on my left hand, I have a note of 500 rupees. So now you have to choose either of the option. Option A: take this note at the end of this year, or take this note right now. Which option would you like to choose?
This.
This option. Even though you know that this note has a greater value, but this is what we call monkey brain. If you see the monkey, he just always find instant gratification. Can I put you into a topic? If you see the monkey, he always find instant gratification. He jumps from here to there. Okay, he jumps from one tree to another tree, and he always find instant pleasure, instant gratification. He don't care about future, and he didn't even care about the past. He just live in the present, and that's how our brain works. We know this note has greater value, but no, yeah, who wait for next 2 years? Who wait for next 8 months? Okay, and this is what we do with our devices. Inflation. Huh? Inflation. No. Well, this was the symbolic example. So I was saying that we know we have to do our homework. We know we have to do our study. We know we have to do our work. But we just find instant pleasure in the form of devices, in the form of social media, in the form of friends, by just avoiding that we will do it later and we will do it later and we will do it later. And that's how we waste our quarter of life, our 25% of life, our many question and many important part of our time. So this is our biggest enemy of our life. It cuts our productivity and it eats our all of the productivity and make it harder for us to fill the life of the fullness. Okay? But if I talk about myself, I am in myself a procrastinator. Okay? I remember it was last year, exactly March. I made myself motivated that whatever it would take, I'm gonna beat my procrastination and I'm not gonna, you know, avoid things. Okay, I will do just now. I went into the bookshop and found a book with the name 52 Ways to Beat Procrastination. And believe me, my friends, it's now a year and I'm still procrastinating to read the ways to stop procrastination. Okay. So this was my story, but I was telling that behind everything there is a science. And behind this procrastination, we have to learn the science. The better we learn about the science, the better we will be able to beat this procrastination. So there are 4 tips, 4 tricks which are proven by science, which I am going to share with you and with the online audience. So number one tip is get rid of your self distractions and change your environment. What does it mean? That if you have to study, if you have to do your homework, put all of your electronic devices aside and go into the peaceful, place or the library where everybody is studying, where everybody is working. So when you will be studying there, when you will be working there, your mind will get vibes of that environment and you will automatically start studying. And you don't have any phone, okay? You don't have any outsider distraction, so then ultimately you will start studying because you don't have anything to find instant pleasure, instant gratification. So this was the first tip, that get rid of your self distractions and change your environment. Secondly, to you, as I am also a student and most of the audience is a student, it is called a Pomodoro technique. This is basically for the students. Pomodoro is the second name of tomato. Well, what does it mean? Pomodoro technique means if you say to your mind that I have to prepare my this subject in 2 hours or in 3 hours, your brain will say 2 hours, 3 hours. I'm not gonna, study this. Just use the phone, okay, and just start using the WhatsApp. So at that time, you can trick with your brain. You can say, okay, I will not study for 2 hours. I will not read for 2 to 3 hours. I will just study for 25 minutes. Start marginalizing your time into 25 minutes study, then take 5 minutes break. 25 minutes study, then take 5 minutes break. And that's how you will, cover all of your study in 2 or 3 hours by giving yourself a break and by studying hard. And the third tip, or the second last tip, is just start. What does it mean? If your brain is telling you, okay, 25 minutes, I'm not going to give 25 minutes. So here you can apply third step, that just start. Say that I will only give 2 minutes. I will only give 5 minutes. Okay, and then your brain will say, okay, your 5 minutes is totally okay. Okay, and if you don't have any electronic device with you, you are sitting in a peaceful environment, then believe me, if you will just start, those 5 minutes will convert into 15 minutes and then into 25 minutes and then ultimately into Pomodoro, and you will learn all of the stuff in just 2 or 3 hours. So the first step is just start. And the last step is give yourself reward. Your brain is always hungry for rewards, hungry for something, you want something to eat, you want something, instant pleasure. So you can say, okay, I will only get this, or I will only eat my favorite food, or I will only watch my favorite season only and only after reading this, or only and only after studying this for 2 hours. Your brain will say, okay, I have, obstacle. So to beat this obstacle, I need to study for 2 hours, and then I will get reach to that goal. So that's how you can beat your procrastination. So these were some, tips or some bits of wisdom from you. So try to eat these and try to digest these and try to apply all of these nuggets of wisdom in your life, and you will see the magic. Otherwise, procrastination is like a credit card. Okay, you will spend and you will have a lot of fun until you get the bill. How do you play?
Khubaib Yaldram, lovely. One, two, three, four things. I loved your stage presence. It was an outstanding thing. Number two, you had a very helpful gestures and those were powerful. I I always saw you in speaking through your hands. Loved it. Number three, I could see that ideas flow into your mind like a stream. And you are such a blessed person that you don't have to think again and again. And the ideas are always floating to your mind and you just put it into the audience. Number four, you have a good capacity to create humor. When you put two notes into your pocket, it was a humor and it was created very well. And every good thing could be improved to make it a great thing. Number one, you must note down the purpose statement. It was clearly mentioned that different communication styles would be identified. You must learn about your communication style. And I could see that speech title beating procrastination, it could not commensurate with the purpose statement. If you use local language, don't feel that we are the local people, well, Pakistanis, we know how to translate Punjabi or Urdu into English. We do not understand. So whenever you use local impressions or expressions, always translate into in English eventually. Number 3, your eye contact was missing. It should be evenly distributed to everyone. Even if someone is not looking at you, still you have to give it your attention through the eye contact. Number 4, vocal variety. It was missing, or you can say that it could be improved. For example, when you emphasize with certain numbers or the percentages, when you say 25%, 25%, then 24 hours, 7 days, 12 months, 1 year, emphasize with your hands, emphasize with your vocal variety, and bingo, that's a wonderful project. After all, if you are delivering your project, I would suggest that always see your purpose statement. Whenever you deviate from your purpose statement, your project is done, but you are not fulfilled. Thank you very much. Khubaib Yaldram, over to you, Toastmasters.